the inspection of the parade. Mr. Governor is joined in the inspection by the Honorable Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Engineer Tayo Bangboshe Martins, who of recently was of the Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations. Also on the card is the Special Advisor of the Special Ministry of the Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende. They are being assisted by, of course, the Director of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Adesheye Margaret Abimbola. Of course, the Commandant of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Technical Department is also on hand, Adeshina Semiu, Assistant Chief Fire Officer. And like I said, we have 4 flag bearers who are flanking them. As Mr. Governor continue with the inspection of the parade, let me again run you through what's made up of the parade. The parade commander is, as at now, recruit fireman Agemo John Juliet, who is soon going to become a fireman and no more a recruit. He is going to be assisted by the First Guard Commander, Olasunkomi Olanrewaju, and the Second Guard Commander, Onobajo Clement. This is 2-guard parade, and we have the First Guard sub of Ojo Ireti Deborah, as well as Atunishe Moshood. The Second Guard have also 2 sub-guard commanders, and the person of Obatuga Ayoleyi and Adeyinka Afis. The parade major is Ogundele Ayodeji, and we have the following as the flag bearers. They are Adegoyega Kafayat, Shofola Temitope, Omorigbe Gifts, as well as Fowoshere Uswat. Like I said, this is code 22. It means the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service has graduated 21 different sets of recruits before today. You may also like to know, 50 years back, when this all started at the Old Secretariat, we have a crew of firemen then, led by a foreign expert as the fire chief, the person of Sir Alan Fleming. He was the foundational fire chief of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. There were only 4-man crew who started then, and in that team was Sir L.O. Ogundepo. Also, we have Mr. Y.O. Karimu, as well as Mr. M.A. Olabi. They started the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service in the office of the then Secretary to the government of the state at the old secretariat of Akinjobi in Ikeja, GRA. And that was the beginning of what we are seeing today. That has been done, and quickly the police band is led by Inspector Olu
Parade by the firefighters. As I said yesterday, 3 fire stations were inaugurated by the Lagos State government at Ebuti Elefun, Ajegunle, and Iru local council development areas. And of course, today, this event will witness 62 firefighting trucks to be inaugurated, and then the inauguration of new personnel of Lagos State Fire Service, which are 435 in number. There are 62 firefighting trucks, the recruitment of 435 additional firefighters are all born out of the 2020, precisely during the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Lagos State government realized that it needed more first responders and then what was available at that time. So government officials sat back and reviewed the first responders, and they actually came up with a roadmap and master plan designed in 2020 and 2021 to scale up emergency response across the state. And that is what you're witnessing today. It's about filling the identified gaps, especially at the Lagos State Fire Service. And also, 14 fire stations have so far been rehabilitated by the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration, including the headquarters at Alausa, all to provide better way to manage and respond to emergency issues in every part of the state.
With the procession of the parade, they are forming 2 from 3 round. The parade begins with a slow march towards us. They will be moving diagonally through the left far end to the near side of the sitting terrace. Governor, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the First Estate of the... Let me run it through down the history we are making here today. That is the history. Sean? The foundation scored, as I earlier said, was in August 1972. And what we know as Ibadan Squad came into being on the 1st of January 1975. This was when members of the State Fire and Rescue Service trained at the That is the first guard commander instructing his guard. The parade is marching towards the saluting dice of Mr. Governor. And the second guard follows suit, having taken the order from their The parade look right towards the sitting terrace. Yes, I talked about the Ibadan Squad of 1975 and the first squad of the State Fire and Rescue Service came into being in 1978. So the second guard commander echoing out to his cohort to step up the parade. As the parade continues in The second guard also faced right to acknowledge the eminent part in this function. In that same 1978, October,
firefighting vehicles and personal parade of 435 firefighters here at the State House, Alausa. These rescuers have been extensively trained in fighting fire and then primarily to extinguish hazardous fires that threaten life, property, and the environment. They are professionals in their own field, and today they will become part of the personnel of the Lagos State Fire Service here in Lagos State.
In April 1980 came Squad 4 and Squad 5 follow in September that same year, 1980. In March 1981 was Squad 6 and Squad 7 was July 1981. In 1982, we have Squad 8, and in April 1983, we had Squad 9. Squad 10 was of July 1984. As the parade continued on the 14th terrace, going to watch out for what we call the beauty of the parade. The parade is going to change sequence. Distinguished guests, watch out. That was a movement from the slow march into fast march, as the parade has just beautifully done in quick. So the parade proceeds in quick march. And onto the near side of the pavilion. General Police doing well. That is their colleague, recruit fire from their sitting pavilion. The second guard also take a left wheel, just as the first guard face the right side, acknowledging all distinguished here seated.
Please, we'll take this time to show some love to the parade by giving them a resounding and encouraging round of applause as well.
Thank you for the cheers. Thank you. The second guard also acknowledges the sitting audience.
Firefighters face serious risks on the job. What we see and run away, they go there to save lives. They run to it. Of course, their job is dangerous. They face heat, extortion, burns, physical and also mental stress. Additionally, they frequently come into contact with high level of carbon monoxide and other toxic hazards. But these ones have been properly trained, not just to save lives, but also to protect themselves so that they will live to do their job over and over again. And that is why Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is also identifying with them by wearing their uniform today. Yes, it's also in the ceremonial dress of the fire service to identify with these ones that you are not alone. We are with you. Their job basically is to save life and of course to reduce the number of time to get to events seen in a GV. And that's why you're also seeing this 62 firefighting trucks to shorten the distance when they want to actually go for their jobs. Yeah, the rescuers have been extensively trained in firefighting, primarily to extinguish hazardous fires that threatens people's lives and property, and of course the environment. That is their job. 435 of them have just been recruited into the Lagos State Civil Service. They are joining other ones that are already in-house to combat fire across the state.
He has ever seen before. 435.
Hello.
Let's continue now. And the parade commander step forward. Recruit fireman John Juliet step forward to seek permission for a temporary halt of the parade. The first guard step up. That was a movement of the first chord. And the procession continues. This is a silent squad drill.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we can, please do encourage them with a round of applause as well. The display is for everyone here.
This is the actual passing out parade. And you can see different display. That is beautiful. You can see the perfection. These were barbed wire that has gone through rigorous training to become
new personnel of the Lagos State Fire Service. 435 of them just joined the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service under this administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The approval and recruitment of these 435 additional firefighters as a way of increasing manpower and personnel with the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service was born out of filling the gap of first responders in Lagos State, and then most especially in the fire service. These officers are now ready for deployment into various stations and will boost the staff strength of the first responders in the state and also strengthen the capacity of officers in responding to fire incidents across Lagos State. They are young men and women ready, well trained to do the job. Yesterday, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu inaugurations at Ebute-Elefun, Ajegunle, and Iru local councils. This is total overhauling of the Lagos State Fire Service. Not just that, 14 upgraded stations, fire stations, were also rehabilitated, including the headquarters at Alausa. All of these, the new fire stations, 3 of them, 3 more to come before the end of this administration. And of course, the new 62 trucks are all born out of the 2022. Precisely during the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic, the government realized that it needed more first responders than what was available at that time. So government officials were able to meet and reviewed the first responders in Lagos State, especially the fire service, and the need to fill the identified gaps by coming up with a roadmap and master plan designed in 2020 and 2021 to scale up emergency response across the state. This is about safety of lives and property in Lagos State. 14 fire stations have so far been rehabilitated, including the headquarters at Alausa, and of course, this new 435 firefighters will be deployed across the state to bring proximity to emergency situations.
March out now as the parade commander has taken that directive from Mr. Governor. The guard commander are taking post to march out the parade. But you will agree with me that it's been a beautiful display of what they have been through in the last 5 months. This set of barbed wires, as we used to call them, were recruited earlier, and they commenced the training in June 2022. The police band leads out the parade.
Please, can we put our hands together for those wonderful ones? We thank you even as Mr. Governor returns to his seat. Can we rise and welcome Mr. Governor? We thank you very much. Thank you. The Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and his wife, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Sanwo-Olu.
And of course, as we settle down, we do have a welcome address.
We go to the welcome address. I'd like to recognize and welcome the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashir Ajayi Obasa. Can we please applaud Mr. Speaker and other members of the House here present, particularly Honorable Kazim Rahim and Honorable Ageh Sulaiman. Former Deputy Governors here present, particularly His Excellency Otsumba Femi Pedro and Her Excellency Princess Sarah Adebisi Shoson. Distinguished members of the GAC here present. Particularly, I recognize most distinguished Senator Siliu Obanikoro, a man who was the pioneer head of this ministry. I'm talking about the Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations. Members of the State Executive Council here present, particularly the Honorable Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, who till a few weeks ago was the Honorable Commissioner Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Engineer Tayo Bangboshe Martins, and the Special Advisor to Mr. Governor on Special Duties, Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende. Members of the body of permanent secretaries here present, particularly Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Mr. Sheson Tunde Ogundeko, MNI, and the Permanent Secretary, LASEMA, Dr. Olufemi Oke Osoitolu, Service Commanders here present, Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, ably represented by Deputy Controller General, Engineer Taslim Agunloye, Director of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Mrs. Margaret Adesheye, and indeed all other officers in that service, all heads of government, parastatals and agencies, chairman of local governments and local council development areas, APC chieftains here present, particularly Alhaji Seriki, all our distinguished invitees, not forgetting the consultants from Prince George County Fire and Emergency Medical Services, Maryland, United States, ably led by Fire Chief Olufemi Balogun, Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Sandeco Group, Mr. Vincent Southey Effiong, all other courtesies duly extended. I say welcome to this commissioning of this firefighting vehicles and the passing out parade of firefighters.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Busola. Also want to take this time to just quickly acknowledge and recognize the retired directors who are here with us from the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service in the persons of Mr. Olatunji Afoke, Prince Aderemi Ajose, Alhaji Rasaki Musibao, retired. Oh, thank you very much for being here. You are also part of this story. 435 passing out today, 62 fire apparatus, all in a bid to keep the promise that safety in Lagos begins here. We do have the welcome address, and as Busola rightly mentioned earlier on, we
will have the welcome address, and that will be given by the Honorable Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, who till a few weeks ago was the commissioner in this ministry, Engineer Tayo Bangboshe Martins.
Mr. Governor, Mr. Babatunde Olushola Sanwo-Olu, our dear First Lady, Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. Mr. Governor, sir, may I have your permission in order to save time to extend all other courtesies to everyone? Thank you, sir. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, I am delighted to welcome you all to the commissioning ceremony of the new firefighting equipment and passing out parade of the newly recruited fire officers for the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. Today's occasion is very unique in the sense that it marks the climax of the unveiling of the various interventions made by the administration of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu and the Deputy Governor, Dr. Bafemi Hamzat, to transform the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service into an agency that is fast, efficient, and effective. As we all know, the service's onerous responsibilities of fighting fire outbreaks, carrying out rescue operations, among others, cannot be carried out with obsolete equipment and inadequate or unmotivated fire personnel. Such activities depend heavily on the availability of equipment that would aid the personnel in putting out the fire on time. This was why the Sanwo-Olu administration kicked off a comprehensive review of the operations and challenges of the department in the year 2021. Today, as we can see, the administration's vision to build a strong, viral, and well-equipped fire service that is capable of discharging its functions has become a reality. The process of this transformation was made particularly exciting by the incredible and commendable support of Mr. Governor, Mr. Deputy Governor, and the entire team of the ministry, her agencies, and consultants who worked assiduously to deliver on the projects. As for the equipment Mr. Governor will inaugurate today, we have strived to justify the huge financial commitment the state government has made by ensuring that we sourced for one of the best brands when it comes to firefighting equipment and rescue activities. Thank you. Thank you. We made extensive consultations with experts in order to get the equipment that would work for us. It is also gratifying to note that our governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, graciously approved the recruitment and training of about 435 officers in senior and junior categories. Thank you. Which will boost the number of operational personnel of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. This will no doubt complement the existing workforce and give stronger bite to the operations of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. Now you can clap for Mr. Governor. Without doubt, thank you. Without doubt, these interventions will have considerable impact on the safety records of Lagos State as the administration continues to strive in its quest to provide a conducive and enabling environment for individuals and organizations to operate without hitches or hindrances. On this note, I welcome you all again to this epoch-making event, and I thank you all for listening. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe ni o. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We will like to proceed very, very quickly to the next item on the agenda. We have Goodwill messages this afternoon, and the first of which will be by Engineer Ogunloye Teslim, representing the Comptroller General of the Fire Service. Please, a round of applause as he makes his way. As you can see in the background, the demonstration is ongoing for your viewing pleasure as well.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. Your Excellency, the Army wife of Mr. Governor, Dr. Mrs. Claudia Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. The Speaker, Lagos State of Assembly, Chief Judge, Lagos State Assembly, Member, Lagos State Executive Council, Honorable Commissioner in charge of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Members, Lagos State of Assembly, Royal Fathers here present, Permanent Secretaries, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Special Duty and Intergovernmental Relations, Director, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Services, Head Security Agencies here present, Representative of Prince George County Fire and Emergency Medical Service, Maryland, USA, CEO, Sandeco Group, Mr. Vincent Evian, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Governor, sir, the Goodwill message I'm going to read here today is from the Controller General Federal Fire Service, Engineer Jaji Olola Abdugani. He could have been here himself if not for the exigency of his office. He, however, sent his apologies. Be that as it may, let me now proceed, please. It brings me great pleasure to be a part of history-making state as she turns the wheel of Paraguay, yet in the direction similar to some of the most secure cities around the globe. The focal point of this event is to initiate and facilitate a multifaceted response to the imminent disaster and related risk that our society is confronted with. Though disaster, be it man-made or natural, are age-long, but we have to contend with currently requires a more corporate, technologically inclined, and well-researched approach, considering their peculiarities. It is worthy of note that Lagos State, in particular, has been blessed over the years with inventive, assiduous, and reputable leadership. We must give credence to the likes of Alhaji Lateef Jakande of blessed memory, Colonel Buba Marwa, Mohammed Buba Marwa, as he was then, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, SAN, Mr. Kinwumi Ambode, and the current executive governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for the quality of leadership they demonstrated. Little wonder, Lagos is evolving into an African model mega city, a global economic and financial hub that is safe, secure, functional, and prosperous. Your Excellency, sir, Nigeria are glad to know that Lagos State is ranked 81 of the top 1,000 startup cities by the Global Startup Ecosystem Index. This is no mean feat, considering the enormous challenges faced in our country. This is a substantial milestone, as no African cities has ever made the global top 100 list. Distinguished ladies, guests, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to appreciate His Excellency, Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, for the visionary leadership which he further displayed with the establishment of an effective and efficient emergency management system. This is because he understands how such could be a major component to a robust economic growth in the 21st century. The Federal Fire Service has been at the forefront of emergency management services, and the service will be standing firmly in this with you to ensure a safe haven in fire and other disaster in Lagos State. Emergency management in a mega city like Lagos requires a deliberate effort by a focused on an unassuming leader. This, the government of Lagos State, under the leadership of Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, has demonstrated since inception of office. Today's commissioning of fire trucks, rapid intervention vehicles, and passing out of squad 22 firefighters of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service further attests to the government's resolve to tackle emergency headlong. The location of Lagos State on the geographical map of the country and our mega city status predisposes the state to emergencies such as flood, fire, building collapse, etc. Thus, the need for effective management system cannot be overemphasized. I want to implore the emergency response agencies in the state to make effective use of these specialized equipment with a view to justify the taxpayers' investment in the state. The government should also be mindful of the fact that emergency management requires a specialized skill, and thus training and retraining of the manpower to be deployed.
You're watching the demonstration of operation of fire engine, and of course the firefighters in action. That is a demonstration of operation by firefighters, and of course the use of firefighting equipment, fire engine, and this actually shows the kind of a job that these firefighters do daily after receiving distress calls from a toll-free number, either 112 or 767.
Please can we applaud the Comptroller General of the Federal Fire Service through his representative, Engineer Teslim Agunloye. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Governor, the First Lady, Mr. Speaker, the Right Honorable Speaker, all courtesies extended. While that speech was going on, demonstration of how the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service is working assiduously to ensure that lives and property are safe. And of course, I'd like to quickly mention that at the forefront of that is the Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission, Mr. Larry Mojola. Mr. Governor, at this point in time, the second Goodwill message will be coming from the legislative arm of government, who earlier on today played host to Mr. Governor. Please can we applaud as I invite to the microphone the Right Honorable Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Dr. Mudashir Ajayi Obasa. Can we please applaud him?
Yeah, good afternoon. Governor, Mr. Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and our First Lady, Dr. Sanwo-Olu, my colleague from Lagos State House of Assembly, particularly the Chairman's Committee on Special Duties, and Honorable Sulaiman Agye, Member of Executive Council. At this point, permit me to stand on well-established protocol. Doing that, this was the one to identify somebody in our midst this afternoon. Our mother and sister, Chief Mrs. Akonde. Chief Mrs. Nike Akonde. You are most welcome. We thank you for supporting her. Well, today's event is a very important one. As we all know, fire incident is an unexpected incident, a domestic accident, which effect is very disastrous. Most times it claims lives and destroys properties. Having someone who has foresight, who is proactive, and very dedicated to the service of people in a given state shows that we have competent governor, we have a governor who is ready to provide and serve the people of Lagos State. Mr. Governor, we say thank you for your dedication and commitment. We thank you for your proactiveness, for putting this equipment and making sure we recruit competent officers, which we are witnessing their pass out today. We thank you very much. And at the same time, let me also congratulate the fire officer passing out today. We want to urge you to be dedicated and show serious commitment in serving our people in Lagos State. And furthermore, to ensure perfect and good use of this equipment to serve our people, it is important to handle this equipment, particularly at this point in time when you look at the cost of acquiring this equipment has been raised by the commissioner. It shows that it needs to be taken care of and handled carefully. Having said this, I think the governor has displayed that he is competent to serve the people of Lagos State. And the investment made by Lagosians is coming to an end. And they have seen what we have done with the investment, absolute confidence they have in this administration. And we are going to the end of this administration. It is important to urge Lagosians as well to continue to invest in us by casting their votes for us in Lagos State. When I mean the APC, because every investment will serve 4 years before you recoup whatever you have sold in that investment. And the only way you can be assured is to follow somebody that has the experience and that has done it, and we can see it everywhere in education sector, health sector, infrastructural development, and social amenities. So when you are investing, be conscious of those who can manage your investment perfectly. This we strongly believe APC in Lagos State can do perfectly. Once again, I congratulate Mr. Governor for doing this. We thank you. We believe you will do more than this. Even though as we are trying to wind up, we believe we have more to come. And those supporting the governor, particularly Ministry of Special Duties, from the commissioner to all of them, we say thank you for doing a good job. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Moving on very quickly, as it is the custom of Lagos State, this particular project has been a long time coming. And it's also no coincidence that this year also marks the 50th year of the Lagos State Fire Rescue Services as well. So this is a very monumental time for them. Talking about partnerships, Lagos State has been involved in a couple to ensure that they deliver on the promises. And one of such is the Sandeco Group, a company that prides itself in building the best special vehicles. And of course, the 62 fire rescue trucks are no exception. Please do take this time to make welcome the CEO of Sandeco Group in the person of Mr. Vincent Saudi Effiong.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, permit me to, fall on existing courtesies that have been extended already just to save time. Kindly indulge us as we play a short video which will take us through a short journey for everybody to appreciate where we're coming from.
We are a global services company known for our people, our partnerships, and our performance.
We want to make sure at every point in time people don't lose lives and property to things like fire or natural disaster.
Mr. Governor takes the issue of emergency services very seriously.
The government of Lagos, having done due diligence in respect of the organization, is convinced that the company has capacity.
We checked him out, the company, and we found out that, yes, indeed, they have the capacity to be able to draw facility for such a huge transaction like that.
As you must realize and know, when you work with Lagos State government, it is almost like an endorsement that you have attained a certain level in business.
Lagos State, Center of Excellence, a commerce center of Africa. All of the accolades the state gets, it gets because of its people. Truly, the state is the smallest in terms of land size, but the largest in terms of population. It is therefore understandable that the governor cares so much about the safety of the people of the state. Sandeco and Lagos State, a partnership for the good of all. But first, what is Sandeco and how did it come to be?
For starters, Sandeco was formed about 38 years ago, and I think it's a bit of a family business. Even though it's a bit of a secret, perhaps it's an opportunity to let it out. We are a global services company known for our people, our partnerships, and our performance.
And the people behind Sandeco are performance-driven. Trust me, if you're in our midst, it's always 150% or nothing.
Between then and now, a lot has changed. Today, we have expanded greatly, significantly, in a very short time, relatively, into more complex businesses. And that's why we now have a group comprising of about 3 companies and an NGO.
Lagos State population continues to rise by the day, and with the steady increase comes an increase in emergency hazards, daily threats to life and limb. Emergency response is vital.
For the last 3.5 years, so to speak, it's been all about emergency management. We've had from one incident to the other, and all efforts have been made through the support of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Sandeco is all about for our emergency response. We want to make sure at every point in time people don't lose lives and property to things like fire or natural disaster. So that is why we're going out of our way to make sure we build equipment that meets such demands.
We partner with very, very special, unique international brands that have been tested and trusted. So we're not in the business of doing things halfway and not completing all the assignments that are given to us, the projects that have been, asked of us to complete. So we try to pick the best partners in the world. For example, right now we're...
On behalf of the Sandeco Group, I wish to extend our warmest regards to you all as I welcome everyone to this grand commissioning ceremony of Lagos State Government's brand new state-of-the-art firefighting and rescue vehicles for the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. We at Sandeco are grateful for the opportunity and privilege to partner with Nigeria's foremost state government, the Lagos State Government, in supporting the commendable work of its brave men and women of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, who toil tirelessly, day and night, at great risk to themselves, keeping millions of us Lagosians safe in our homes, offices, and businesses. Most importantly, today's occasion captures the expectations of the great people of Lagos State, who are the ultimate beneficiary of this laudable and innovative project. The Sandeco Group is a manufacturer and supplier of an extensive product range of more than 30 types of first-rate special-purpose vehicles, with our target market being the African continent. Our vehicles provide long-term solutions for the environment, transportation, security, and defense sectors, with these firefighting and rescue vehicles representing just one item of our product list. Our vehicles you see here today are masterpieces of world-class research and development, design, engineering, and craftsmanship. They have been customized exclusively for the Lagos State government. In other words, there is nothing like this anywhere on the continent of Africa. Over the past few months, there has been a state of devastating fire outbreaks across the Lagos metropolis, causing great pain and losses to a cross-section of Lagosians. This has greatly affected socio-economic activities across the state. With this robust acquisition, the Lagos State government has once again demonstrated its commitment to fulfilling its sacred obligations of protecting the lives and property of all Lagosians. This acquisition undoubtedly reaffirms Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service as the #1 firefighting and rescue agency across all of Africa. I wish to assure Lagosians that after today, we will witness formidable responses from our firefighting crews whenever they are called upon. Allow me to say that it takes visionary leadership to embark on this kind of monumental project, not only because of the government's responsibility to its people, but also because the provision of this type of emergency response infrastructure orchestrates an atmosphere suitable for widespread development through an influx of local and foreign investment, as investors are assured of the safety of their human and capital resources. I therefore salute you, Mr. Governor, as well as your astute team of erudite technocrats who work relentlessly towards making our state the vibrant and greater Lagos of our dreams and the world's gateway to Nigeria. I must commend the experience and hardworking leadership at the Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, led by the outgoing Honorable Commissioner, Engineer Tayo Bambushe Martins, and the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Sheson Tunde Ogundeko, for their support and encouragement towards making this project a resounding success. Also, commendations are well deserved for the accomplished Director of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service and the first female Director of the agency, Mrs. Margaret Adbimbola Adisher, whose knowledge and experience contributed greatly to today's outcome. Join me in appreciating Union Bank of Nigeria PLC for their willingness to partner with the Sandeco Group, supporting our revolutionary ideas while demonstrating absolute confidence in the Lagos State government. Once more, I wish to thank the government and great people of Lagos State for this opportunity to identify with your most cherished goals, as we assure you of Sandeco Group's commitment to lead the industry by building the very best special purpose vehicles that support a higher quality of life. Today, I feel honored and proud to be called a Lagosian. Thank you all for coming, and I wish you an enjoyable event.
Please, can we applaud the Chief Executive Officer of Sandeco Group Nigeria? And with that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to listen to the man who has made all of this possible and has promised that indeed it is the beginning of greater things to come. If you agree with me that we indeed have a man worth celebrating at the helm of affairs in Lagos State, can you please give a standing ovation as I welcome to the podium for his keynote remark the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you very much. The First Lady of Lagos State, who doubles as my darling wife, Dr. Mrs. Bijoke Sanwo-Olu. It's nice to see you. We don't see you at government events that we do all the time like this. Thank you very much for coming. Maybe you like Fireman Sam. You know, when we're going on Fireman Sam, the Speaker of the most dynamic house in the country, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiu Ajayi Obasa. Thank you very much. Through you, I want to also acknowledge members and leadership of this great house, and I will talk about them in a moment. Former deputy governors that are here, Otumba Femi Pedro, Mrs. Sarah Shoson, thank you very much for making out time. The Chairman House Committee on Special Duties, Honorable Kazim Rahim, and other members, like I said, that are here. Members of the State Executive Council, especially two-in-one Commissioner, Engineer Bamboshe Martins, and our new Special Advisor, Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende. Thank you all Cabinet members for your support all throughout today. Members of the body of permanent secretary that are here in large number, thank you very much. Sheson Ogundeko, Dr. Femi Okeoson-Itolu, thank you. Our service commanders that are here, the Controller General of Federal Fire Service, who is here ably represented by Engineer Agunloye Teslim, the Director of the Lagos State Fire Service and Rescue Service, hardworking Mrs. Margaret Adesheye, and officers and men of the service, heads of government agencies that are here, our royal fathers that are here, the Oba Ajatopa Kingdom of Badagry, thank you very much. The Oniworo of Oworoland, thank you very much. The representative of Chief Besser, the Alara of Ilara Kingdom, thank you very much. Our White Cap Chiefs, who have been with us all day from the House of Assembly, thank you very much. Our GSC members that are here, Honorable Adeyemi Ikuforiji, in his capacity as also a former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Senator Musili Obanikoro, Alhaji Seriki Bambam, Captains of Industry, Chief Mrs. Kemi Nelson, Mr. Lukman Martins, GM of Access, Mr. Amri, the MD of Union Bank, MD Abubakar, the Commander 21 Div. We're thankful to all of you. Representative of the Aloja General, thank you very much for coming. Our partner, the Managing Director and Chief Executive of Sandenko, Mr. Vincent, and his amiable wife, Madam Chidima, thank you very much. Our other partners, the Chairman of Del York, and all of you that are here. Our partners from the US, Ms. Green, Tiffany Green, and our other colleagues, thank you very, very much that have been here with us for a few days. I want to salute and acknowledge all heads of agencies, top government functionaries that are here, gentlemen of the press, and officers, new recruits, firemen of the Lagos State Fire Service. Thank you very much. I think you can give yourself another round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, at the Assembly floor of the Lagos State House of Assembly, I had the rare privilege and the honor to have placed before this noble house the budget proposal and estimates for the 2023 budget year. A budget size of 1.69 trillion, which we believe will further transform all of our initiatives in the last 3.5 years. A budget of continuity, because indeed we want to use that budget to activate and complete all of our ongoing projects as much as possible and bring about bigger ones into our Greater Lagos agenda. Please join me as I warmly acknowledge the leadership of that house for, at a very short notice, allowing us to come to the Hallowed Chamber and present the budget before them. The Right Honorable Speaker, Mudashiru Obata, thank you very much, you and your men and your honorable members, for doing your constitutional and your constituency responsibility, agreeing to be the people's voice and creating a platform where the executive can indeed come forward and present its budget. We know too well, as usual that you do, that this budget will be passed before the end of this financial year. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and our best wishes to your members for doing us this great honor once again. And so we're here again to see and to actualize what we call the real dividends of democracy in fulfilling our promise to our citizens in Lagos State, who have entrusted us with their mandate. Yesterday, we handed over to them 3 brand new fire stations at Ebute Elofun, Oniru, and Ajegunle. They were commissioned and they were handed over. We also did a first-class rebuilding and upgrading of the headquarters of the Lagos State Fire Service here in Alausa. Today, yet again, is for the first responders. It's for the Lagos State Fire Service and Rescue Service Agency, where we'll be handing over, right behind me, 62 newly acquired high-end firefighting equipment. This administration has continued to build enduring legacies through infrastructural development, which has led to the rapid growth in our population, institutions, and investment. It has also brought in billions of investment into the state, thus making our city and our state a heaven of unending opportunity and possibilities. This is made possible by the various policies and strategies being implemented to promote an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and to sustain the confidence of our investors. This heartwarming development comes with an increased need to step up effects in areas of safety of life and properties, as well as timely response to emergencies when they do occur. Like most smart cities and nations in the world, we have taken steps to invest. We have taken steps to invest in risk mitigating against natural and man-made disasters like flooding, fire outbreak, collapse of building, and otherwise, which could negatively impact the lives of our citizens, shatter their dreams, and deplete their hope for a better tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, as a responsive and a responsible government, and in keeping faith with security and good governance pillar under our team's agenda, our administration embarked on a journey to put Lagos State Rescue Service Agency under a firm pedestal through human and equipment re-engineering program. We set out to match the speed of our city's development and the attainment of risk with highly motivated fire service personnel who are equipped with the latest state-of-the-art fighting equipment customized for our own terrain. By today's occasion, we are injecting 62 modern IRO firefighting engines with capacity ranging from 10,000 liters and above, and operational vehicles into the fleet of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service Agency as replacement for the old and non-functional firefighting equipment. We thank our predecessors who have pushed the service to where they are. But we're ambitious, we're audacious, and we said we want to build back better. We want to leave the fire service bigger and better than how we had met them. Through the acquisition of these specialized fit-for-purpose vehicles designed and manufactured to function optimally in our terrain, our administration is providing 1 additional fire tanker each in each of our fire stations. We'll also be having 1 new firefighting truck each in each of our stations, 1 area ladder in each of our 3 senatorial districts, 1 utility vehicle each in each fire station, and 1 rapid intervention vehicle in each of the billet division of the state. You can see that indeed your response time, your activation time has been reduced and response agency. The subscription of this equipment has necessitated a comprehensive training program designed to upgrade the skills of our firemen in the state in their deployment, operation, and maintenance. Eventually, more personnel of the service will benefit from similar training programs in contemporary firefighting and operational leadership. In addition, as you can see today, the recruitment of 463 senior and junior fire officers who have displayed higher level of professionalism, competence, fit for purpose. Please give them a round of applause. Fit for purpose, self-motivated, physically fit, trained very well in current firefighting techniques before they are deployed to their various stations in the state. I'm indeed very, very excited, given the caliber of men that have turned out this afternoon. Their skills, their capacity, their readiness to work, their readiness to serve Lagosians, I think is very enviable, and it's something that is very delightful. I'm happy for what we have done. I'm delighted with all of you, and I think, indeed, you deserve the very, very best. This is the best fire station, the best fire service in the entire country. You deserve the big round of applause. And so with these new firefighting equipment and the newly recruited trained officers, the capacity of the Lagos Fire Service and Rescue, the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service to respond effectively and efficiently to emergencies has been greatly enhanced. I have no doubt in my mind that this huge investment we have made in acquiring both human and material resources will go a long way at improving your level of dedication and commitment and ensuring that the citizens can feel the whole essence of emergency response attainment that we promised them. And I know that you will not disappoint us. I think it's proper to also thank and commend our partners, Sandeco, on this journey. They were very bold and audacious. They believed in us, and we said to them, we want the very best that I've seen in this environment. And you can see behind me, we have gone for the best, we have purchased from the best, and we have a robust after-service that will ensure that these trucks do not break down, they do not fall down for whatever operational inadequacies might occur. And so, on this note, I would like to implore all Lagosians to fully take ownership of this equipment. Treat and protect them the same way as our most cherished personal possession. We must not allow hoodlums or disgruntled elements among us to vandalize any of these equipment or subject our firemen to a psychological or a physical trauma in the course of executing their legitimate duties. As you can see, Lagos is fully built, so they might not come as fast as you want them to come. For whatever reason, please, let us show a lot of restraint. Let us guide ourselves responsibly, and let us know that when they finally show up, it's because they have that calling to ensure that they come there, they do the best at rescuing life and property. We believe that our citizens will protect this asset as their own, because this is real taxpayers' money that we are putting forward. These are your assets. If they get to your place and something has happened, it's not in your place to destroy this equipment. It's not in your place to touch psychologically or emotionally any of the firemen, because there will be another disaster, there will be another fire incident further down the line. And so what will have happened if you have destroyed them? I think we need to take the message out for people to know what it means to preserve and to take care of public assets like this. Lagosians are known to be the best in class, and I'm sure we'll stop at nothing at ensuring that we're educating our citizens. Another thing that I want to leave with you, my firemen, is that each location you go to, I think you need to document it. Document the time you got in there, and document the time you are leaving, so that we can track your total response time. We can track and monitor what it takes, how long it takes for you to even, be able to finish your exercise at every location. That will help us to put Lagos on the committee of cities where sustainability, livability, and the resilience of a city are being tested. Part of the things that they test in the high index of big cities is your preparedness, is your ability to respond to emergency when they occur. So if you don't have a good log sheet, if you don't have an history of what you have done, people will come and write your history for you. But you should not let that happen. You should take charge, take full responsibility for the good work you are doing and the ones you'll be doing, and log them properly so that when anybody comes, all the big names in the world want to check what you have done, you have the record to show that indeed, each time you have been called upon, you have risen up to that responsibility and you have done a damn good job of it. I want to once again charge you to maximize the benefit of this facility by providing timely and accurate information to the service. Our citizens, our numbers 112 and 767 are available at all times for us to dial and to be able to activate emergency response. If there is no emergency, please there's no need for us to activate any emergency call. Together, I believe we can achieve the Lagos of our dream. Together, we can build back better. Together, we can create that greater tomorrow. Together, we can create a Lagos that we all deserve, that is deserving to each and every one of you. On this note, I want to thank you all very much. I want to acknowledge my darling auntie, Chief Mrs. Nike Akonde, who I erroneously called a different name. I'm sure auntie will forgive me for that. Thank you very much for listening, and it's been an honor to be your governor at this wonderful time. Thank you.
And before Mr. Governor steps down from the saluting dais, they will be giving 3 hearty cheers to Mr. Governor, and thereafter he will proceed to cut the tape, declaring all this equipment ready for use. Mr. Governor, sir.
Absolutely. It's also of great interest to know that the 62 fire apparatus consists of an aerial ladder, a fire engine, a fire tanker, the RIV, which is the Rapid Intervention Vehicle, and the utility vehicle. A special gift is being presented to Mr. Governor as a sign of appreciation and gratitude for this first of many initiatives in the fire department.
There we see the statue and indeed a plaque of honor for Mr. Governor from the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. Can we please applaud this gentleman? And it's being presented on behalf of the service by the first female fire chief in Nigeria, Mrs. Margaret.
What we have is 435 in number of those graduating today. Also, not forgetting, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service.
Thank you very much for the salute. At this point, Mr. Governor will be proceeding to cut the tape. Of course, he will be accompanied by the First Lady of Lagos State and the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and of course, the former Deputy Governors here present will be going with Mr. Governor to officially cut the tape and declare these equipment ready for use.
Lagos State, being geographically the smallest state in Nigeria, is no excuse not to give the best when it comes towards a fire-free Lagos. And this promise has been made, and this promise has been kept by Mr. Governor.
The color party is being marched off the parade ground now, and once that is done, the parade will be marched off, and Mr. Governor, the First Lady, Mr. Speaker of the House of Assembly, former Deputy Governors, and indeed other dignitaries will accompany Mr. Governor to cut the tape. The parade is being marched off now, and of course, Mr. Governor will step forward with other dignitaries to cut the tape. We respectfully invite Mr. Governor, the First Lady, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and other dignitaries to cut the tape.
Other guests, please do make yourselves comfortable. And
formally hand over all of these world-class fighters that have been fit for purpose, that will fit into our terrain in Lagos, that will rescue service.
Come now. We still move and come like this small.
An emergency, in whatever form, will be a thing of the past. If it does happen, we are ready, equipped to get in there and save life and property. And so, to the glory of God and to the feet of mankind, all Goshen, we hereby unveil and hand over the entire trucks, equipment to the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Agency. Thank you very much.
dá sí àjùmọ̀ṣe o ní ìgbéga Èkó. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ní iyì, ẹ̀wẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yẹ, tó lè ṣe gómìnà wa Èkó ilé. Sanwo-Olu, Sanwo-Olu, he's our new governor. Babajide Olúṣọlá, he's our new governor. Lagos State. Dídé ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé o, Sanwó-Dé ìgbà ọ̀tun wọlé o. Káfarabalẹ̀ fún Sanwo-Olu, ìgbéga Èkó ó dájú mọ́ ṣe. Sanwo-Olu, Sanwo-Olu, he's our new governor. Babajide Olúṣọlá, he's our new governor. Lagos State. Sanwo-Olu á ṣe dáadáa o, á ṣe dáadáa. Sanwo-Olu á ṣe dáadáa o, á ṣe dáadáa. Sanwo-Olu inú àwa dùn, inú àwa dùn tá, inú àwa dùn sí ẹ, inú àwa dùn. Amsat inú àwa dùn, inú àwa dùn tá, inú àwa dùn sí ẹ, inú àwa dùn. Inú Èkó dùn, inú Èkó dùn sí ẹ, inú Èkó dùn, inú àwa dùn sí ẹ.
Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Olúṣọlá Sanwo-Olu, has officially inaugurated 62 firefighting trucks to be distributed across the local councils in Lagos State, and as well inaugurated 435 senior and junior officers into the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. This is a new development in the treating the first responders in Lagos State. All of this is to decentralize emergency response and, of course, to help first responders to get quickly to scenes of emergencies with their firefighting trucks within the shortest. Diligently talking about the 435 senior and junior officers, the newly recruited officers of fire service here in Lagos. The governor also made it clear that all of these equipment are public assets, and the need for members of the public to treat them as their own is also very, very crucial. Governor Sanwo-Olu said this is a matter of safety of lives and property. This is meant to step up safety in Lagos State, to boost the morale of fire service, and of course that is why they are injecting, the government is injecting 62 firefighting trucks here in Lagos to move around and help people in distress, especially when it comes to fire. Mr. Governor also said that he reminded people of the inauguration of 3 fire stations that were inaugurated yesterday at Ebute Elefun on Lagos Island, and of course Ajeromi, Ifelodun, that is at Ajegunle area of the state, and at Iru local council development area. He said all of this is to actually fill the gaps, identified gaps when it comes to safety of lives and emergency management. Mr. Governor also said that the fire service should document their response. He noted that the Lagos State Fire Service, of course, is the best in the country, and the need for the officers to document their movement is also very, very important. The program is, of course, coming to an end, but the impact, of course, will linger. And of course, these new young men and women, in no time, will be deployed to different areas of the state to carry out their jobs of saving lives and property in Lagos State.
With different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV station of the year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Glovo is the app that brings you anything you want. Like a great burger and chilling after work. Or what you need from the supermarket, sharp. Even some diapers to escape real wahala. Download the app, order a Glovo, and we get it.
got bad news. Only 2 mini noodles left. Relax. We're going to play a game to it. It's going to be fun.
Food is ready, yo. All right, guys, come.
Okay, guys, this is how we play this game. I'll spin the knife. It ends on you. You eat.
Yes! Yes! Yeah! Yeah!
All right, let me do it again.
Mini-me, taste.
If you've just tuned in, you're watching the program Sports Desk on TVC. And right now, let's take a look at other happenings in the world of sports. Let's go straight to the rackets game, talking tennis, where more than 50 young tennis players are taking part in the third edition of the Tennis Parents Players Association tournament ongoing at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club. Peter Obiabi in the boys under 12 category and Indidi Osaji